Welcome to Chapter 10, Willpower and Habits. In the last chapter, we learned all about the science behind habits and why we have them. And in this chapter, we're going to look at the 21-day myth that we've all heard about when it comes to creating habits. Now, this myth actually came from plastic surgeon Dr. Mallets. And he actually observed amputees, and he realized that it took these amputees about 21 days to get used to not having a limb or an appendage. Now, future studies have actually proven that it takes between 18 and 254 days to create a habit. Now, that's actually based on the complexity of the new habit that we're trying to learn. So the average is actually about 62 days to create a new habit. Now, please do not let this discourage you. At the end of this lesson, I'm actually going to teach you a little trick that is a super easy, super fun way to create a new habit so that you can start to be more excited about the things that you're doing in your life. So, at the end of the last chapter, I had you choose a habit that you wanted to address. So, knowing that it takes about 62 days to create a habit, I want us to do an exercise together to help you get a little bit more clear about how you can start to create that new habit in your life. So, number one, I want you to write this down in your journal. Number one, what is the intention or the objective that you have chosen for why you want to create this new habit? So, what is your intention and your objective? Why do you want to create this new habit? Now, the more clear and the more honest that you can get with yourself, the better, because this is really what is driving you. This is that momentum behind why you are doing what you're doing, okay? So, number two is, what obstacles do you think might get in the way of you creating this new habit? What obstacles do you think might get in the way of you creating this new habit? Is it like low energy because of stress levels? Is it maybe because you have a busy schedule? The cool thing about this is when you call out your obstacles and you make a plan before they get in the way, you're actually more likely to be able to create that new habit because you've anticipated that obstacle before it even happens, which is huge. Because that's usually one of the things that throws us off when we start to or try to create a new habit. Now, before we make a solid plan for you on how to actually create this new habit, I want us to look really quickly at resistance and reward. So you're here in the 1 Degree Shift Tribe because you are done doing the stuff that you don't like doing. You really want to create a life that you're excited about. And so in part of doing that, you have to look at, again, what you're doing that is serving you and what's not serving you, what's helping you, what's hurting you. So when we change anything in our life, we feel resistance, typically. Every once in a while, we may not feel resistance, but on average, we most always feel some type of resistance. Now, this is just part of being human. Humans typically run away from pain and we run closer to pleasure. So this is how we get in bad habits in the first place. This is how we shove stuff under the rug because it's much easier to just say, I don't want to deal with that right now, because change is scary. Dealing with the shit is stinky. It's scary. It's messy. So again, it's more pleasurable for us in the short term to push it under the rug and to just look at the shiny, happy stuff that we are avoiding. That we're like, yeah, I'm going to avoid this and look at this for now. So how do we get past this push and pull and this resistance of creating a new habit and stopping these habits that might be hurting us and even starting new habits that actually help us? Part of it is to first recognize the resistance, but then also think about the reward that's on the other side of what it is that we're going to start doing or what it is that we're doing. So when you Start saving money. Think about what's at the other end of that. You're going to have a boatload of money. You can retire early. Retirement is not an age, it's a number in the bank, okay? Think about the reward that's on the other side of you working out every day. So this is one of the things that can really help you move past that resistance, is to look at the reward. Another thing is to create what's called a mini habit, or to create a habit that's what I like to call fun size. So let's just say that you want to start working out every day. And the form of workout that you choose is yoga. So instead of doing 30 minutes of yoga every single day, that might be a little bit too much for you right at the beginning. So instead of saying, I'm going to do 30 minutes, just say, I'm just going to commit to down dog. That's going to be my fun size. My little mini habit is just down dog. And some of you might be like, what's down dog going to do? It's going to get you in the position. It's going to get you down on the floor, down on your mat, and in that down dog position. Chances are, if you do down dog, you're going to do probably up dog. You're probably going to start to feel that stretching and that movement. You're going to be like, oh yeah, this is so good. And then because of that, you're going to naturally want to do just a little bit more. And so to help you with this, I've actually created a mini habit checklist for you, and you can print it out. It's in the PDF below this video. And when you print out this checklist, what I want you to write down on the checklist is 4 things. I want you to write, the first thing is, what is your new habit? What is your new habit that you want to do? And then I want you to write out why you want this habit. That's a big one. This is your driving force. Why do you want this habit? And then write out, again, what do you think is the number one obstacle that's going to get in your way of doing this particular habit? Because again, when you call out that habit, all of a sudden, or that obstacle, not the habit, but recognizing the possible obstacle, when you call that out, chances are it's really not going to be an obstacle because you've already anticipated it. And then the 4th thing is, write on that piece of paper the reward that you're going to get and receive and have an experience from doing this mini habit. Now, every single time that you do this mini habit, what I want you to do is check it off on that mini habit tracker. And if you do more than just your mini habit, so let's just say that you do down dog, perfect, check it off. If you do down dog and up dog, put a smiley face. If you do a whole yoga flow, put a star or something. But give yourself credit even for doing just that one mini habit. And this is how you start to build momentum, okay? So print off the habit tracker, fill in all of the blanks, and what I want you to do is head on over to our private Facebook group, and I want you to share with the group what mini habit that you have chosen and why. Then when you're done with that, head on over to the next lesson. Remember, it only takes a small 1-degree shift to make magic happen and create a life that you're excited about.